Okay, let's finally move on, shall we? Yeah, no, you know, it's always a little awkward getting started with this sort of thing, but I feel like we're finally going to be on a bit of a roll here. We've got some, some more sort of visual displays we can work with here. We have a bit more equipment we can use for this. Things are slowly coming together again since we were able to do some maintenance from the recent, what do you call it? The reset that we've been going through. Yeah, no, it's not fun for any of us, but you know what? We're almost through the worst. We're through the worst of it. Yeah, this is just the, you know, it's like the boring aftermath. I guess. Yeah. No, bro. Whatever. Yeah. You know, it's not as exciting as the fucking first part, but fuck it. At least we're not dying, right? Yeah. Right. Now, realistically, if you're all fucking battered, wounded veterans, it's nice to just hang out and relax once in a while. You're not angry that there isn't another battle scene. Jesus. Anyway. So yes, we are finally going to finish, you know, looking at Mars here and the rest of the planets in our solar system, and we're going to look beyond that as well in time, and I guess I feel like this is our last chance to sort of throw in another disclaimer. I know, right? It's like, goddamn, not this again. I have a feeling the more whatever, some people probably know why I have to fucking do this. I'm sorry, this is how the world is now. Some idiot forgot the last disclaimer 10 seconds ago. Well, what about this bullshit and blah, blah, and everything sucks and everything's OP and everything's bullshit and blah. Yeah, brah, everything's bullshit. Do you have an idea? Do you have a solution? What do you do about it? Do you just bitch in people's faces about it? Yeah, no. People do, and I get it, and whatever. I mean, I'm not saying you're a horrible person, but my god. I mean, I even have, oh man. There's places you can go to deal with that. Yeah, no, and I hate to say this is one place where I don't want to deal with that, basically. If I'm entirely dismissive of everything you have to say here, that's why. This is one area where I can't afford to deal with that, and I'm trying to draw sort of a fair distinction here. Oh, hey, bro, you mean like if someone has a real idea? Yeah, exactly. Someone might have half an idea or kind of a dumb idea. That's okay. And I know it can sound vague, like, oh, I'm trying. I don't know. That's not even what I'm saying. At least you tried. I mean, is it an idea, or is it just I frantically Googled for 2 words to try to prove someone wrong? Believe me, I'm old enough. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born before anyone knew what any of this shit was. Not that long before. But yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen all of the rise and fall of the Google, Twitter bullshit. I use it, but you gotta realize, man, like, I can tell when someone's just frantically waiting to Google something just so they can win an argument on Twitter, and it's like, you're not actually doing anything. Maybe if you're a lawyer, maybe if you're practicing for law school, cool, right on. You'll probably be working on something, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. You'd probably be a little more professional about it, I imagine, if you're a fucking lawyer, so whatever. Yeah, here's my one more bullshit disclaimer. I'm just putting it here because, yeah, soon we're going to be leaving and going past Mars. Oh, well, what about the aliens on Mars? Bitch, what about the aliens on Mars? I would fucking love to know about this shit. But I have a feeling you don't know jack shit about it. You're just gonna, well, you know, there might be aliens. No, there's definitely aliens. No, look, there's proof. Did you just Google that in the last 2 seconds? Why didn't you fucking mention this the first time? If this shit was real, you would have mentioned that the first time. You see what I'm saying? I can fucking tell. I hate to say it's pretty much exactly like when kids are on a playground fighting, pretending to be ninjas or whatever, and yeah, the one kid says, no, I have super armor, and no, my sword goes through the super armor, and no, this super armor blocks that sword. Yeah, that's exactly what that is, so no, I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna bother with that. I can tell if it's just a dumb idea, or hey, maybe this is a million times better than look at my new super magic. Yeah, look at the magic, man. But worst part is, you can't even do a fucking magic card trick or anything. And I know this might sound like trying to be insulting. I'm not. I'm honestly trying to be accurate, and maybe this will help whoever me understand something. I do think so much of it is the education system and younger people who grew up inside of social media. They never knew anything outside of it. So to them, yeah, that is their whole world, and the whole concept of punishment and being wrong is amplified, and I don't blame them for feeling like literally like religious zealots in a temple. Like, no, you cannot, you know, blasphemy, heresy, burn the heretics. That's basically where the corner they've been forced into, right? So, you know, I'm trying to give you some leeway here. Again, I don't care if you have dumb medieval hillbilly ideas, but you gotta learn to start. I don't even know how else to put it. Think for yourself like an old person. No, I just mean, take an idea from here, take an idea from there, and try to make something out of it. If you need someone else to give you all the answers, then what the hell? Why does anyone need your help, right? I can hire a secretary who's actually good at this shit, and actually knows a few things too, right? I guess all I'm trying to say is, you know, it's not just old people nagging you. I'm not telling you it's bad. I'm telling you it's all honestly a little bit scary. I am like, yeah, it's you know, whatever in my own way. Yeah, ooh, I'm gonna get sucked into the Matrix. Yeah, I remember when that movie came out. It was cool. It's I don't know. Like I would. Some of these people are intelligent. That's the thing. It's just, yeah, they're I don't want to say scared, but that's just it's their culture, it's their society. It's like, yeah, when you're in high school, you got to be cool so you can get a girlfriend or whatever. But yeah, no, I get it, but like at what point are you going to stop doing anything anyone tells you to just for, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, you'll realize that they'll start liking you when you stop doing that shit, unfortunately. It's all twisted and backwards, man. All I'm saying is, yeah, there really is more to life and the world than just making sure you're not incorrect and you're not going to get punished for being incorrect. I'm sorry that your parents and school and so many people have drilled this into you because they're fucking lazy, stupid people. Yeah, fair enough. Most of your teachers were probably fucking idiots, and your parents might be fucking idiots, and I'll try to help work with you on that. I can understand it, but yeah, there's a point where I'm gonna have to stop you and say I'm not your parents, and I'm not your ex-boyfriend, and yeah, no, I'm girlfriend. Yeah, unfortunately, I do gotta throw that up there and say, look, I'm someone else. I'm willing to work around you, but no, I'm not a punching bag for all your bullshit. People who fucking didn't listen to you and lied to you and whatever, man. I'm trying to help you with this shit. So I guess all I'm saying is, yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, if you think something's wrong, straight up, you're like, I don't agree. Fine. Yeah, like if you know, like, oh, this guy said this, or here's the thing from here, you can do that. Yeah, you can Google something and say, I'm pretty sure this is what this is. Again, like, I don't know, I can tell the difference between just, I found this answer to like, oh my god, look, I won, dude, I won. Yeah, you won, brah. You fucking won, alright. Yeah, no, I don't know, anyone who's, yeah, you really gotta stop being constantly worried that a bunch of people are going to judge you for being wrong, because if that's how you feel, you're going to be literally like a bunch of zealous religious knights in a temple 1,000 years ago. A fear of God, that's literally God-fearing, essentially. You are God-fearing in a cult at that point, so be careful. And I know that might sound like a bit of an exaggeration, but really, what's the telltale sign of any hardcore cult? It's that they all think they have all the secret answers and that everyone else is wrong. So yeah, try not to let yourself end up in Jim Jones' fucking house or something. Look that one up. Whereas, oh, what about you? What about me? I got some knowledge, it's not all the knowledge, and guess what? It's not really a fucking secret either. I'm here trying to tell you, brah. So yeah, there is a difference. So yeah, let's get to it. And yeah, if it helps, it's not just younger people. No, older people do shit like this too. Usually it's a little different. It's kind of like, they'll look at me like, oh, you're on a computer. It's like, but computers have been around since the 60s and 50s. Yeah, no, man. It's the difference between using a computer and plugging the fucking Matrix into your brain and, oh, man, I know how that sounds. I guess all I'm saying is, first of all, not all of those answers are right. You will inevitably find wrong answers on certified websites. It's really fucking easy to make that shit look official. You can control your Google search results. You can change which results show up in your settings. There are many different ways to manipulate what shows up on that page. So no, unfortunately, you can't just say that's the answer every time. Or look, this is the green check mark. I've talked about this before in other things, and I'm not going to waste hours talking about it here. If you really care, if you really want to know something, you gotta fucking get your hands dirty and start digging around like an archaeologist. Can't sit on your ass like King Henry, going, everyone bring me everything, and I'm gonna fucking sit here like a fat ass and bitch about everything. It's not because it's bad or wrong, it's because no one's gonna take you seriously, and yeah, in the end, no one's gonna not trust you, but trust you to handle anything, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like getting treated like a kid your whole life. No wonder no one wants to loan you their car. Yeah, exactly, right? It's like, not that guy. He doesn't know how to fucking do anything. Yeah, no, unfortunately, that's what it turns into. You probably won't notice when you're a teenager, but when you're 30 years old, yeah, you'll notice when everyone thinks you're an idiot and won't trust you with fucking leaving a door open, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna walk into the door, dude, careful. And I know some people might just be really skeptical, thinking, oh, we've made all these perfect excuses to bullshit, and again, if you really care, you shouldn't just listen to everything I tell you and say, look, I found the answer, right? That's no better. You gotta listen to me and 10 other crackpots and say, okay, which one of these crazy assholes has a shred of insight into anything, or who just watched someone else's thing? Yeah, I did get a lot of this from watching documentaries, reading stuff, and watching stuff, looking at stuff, talking to people. It's collected from all sources. I've spent fucking almost 30 years of my goddamn life accumulating all this knowledge. So yeah, no, there is a difference between that and spending 5 seconds Googling something, because again, it takes more than that is what I'm saying. You can't just do the first tab, brah. No, you gotta dig in there and find different results and compare them and look at the dates and the people, the experts, make sure they're real experts and not an actor they hired. Hi, I'm the director's friend. I don't have a name like the other guy. Yeah, oh my god, man. There's a lot more to it than that is all I'm saying. And really, on the other side, here's my only protection, if you want to look at it that way, is even if I am wrong, oh my god, no, yeah, the church is never gonna, the clergy's never gonna, I'm excommunicated, man. Oh, geez. You know what happens with the mature adults debating is someone comes in with a different answer and says, I'm pretty sure it was this. And someone else says, I've heard that before, but I'm not sure, is there any way, did anyone else, like, concur with this? Yeah, you discuss the matter, and how many people, was it just the one guy, or did he say anything? Eventually, you might come to the conclusion that 2 or 3 different people had a very similar idea. It's like, okay, that's actually pretty good for now. Damn, dude, you guys just came up with an answer. Well, that's not the answer. Yeah, that is the answer. That is what a fucking answer is until anyone comes up with a better one. And I guess that's the perfect point to cap off here. I can't believe I even have to say this. I am not fucking God, Jesus Almighty. I'm not here to tell you fucking the Almighty Lord's truth. And, oh, that's a cop-out, right? Doesn't matter what you say, man. These people have a fucking Rolodex of, retaliation patterns, and it's the same 3-4 moves every time, man. So goddamn, rock, paper, scissors, shotgun. Fucking pull out some nukes for that one. No, it's just, yeah, I don't know, there's a lot to it. I guess, like, one of my favorite examples for this, you've probably heard this before. Oh, didn't you hear? Einstein was wrong. Okay, which part of which theory? Was it a general relativity or special relativity? No, all of it. All of what? Do you even know what you're talking about, or did you literally just see a headline that said, Einstein was wrong, in big capital letters with big exclamations? You realize that was tailor-made just for you, right? If it was a real scientist, he would have, normal-sized letters and been like, well, the theory of relativity has come under some speculation. Yeah, not, bullshit, bogus, bro. Yeah, there's a difference. And yeah, I know how that sounds. I'm not just bitching about penmanship or whatever. I just mean, no, pretty much anyone who's even close to a professional, what are their credentials? I mean anyone who's trying to communicate with someone. Literally, just, I'm trying, hello, good sir, yes, how was your day today? No, bro, fucking bullshit, bro, yeah. And I know, I get angry and yell too, right? But, goddamn, I'm just saying, if someone has a professional opinion about anything, they will present it in a somewhat professional way. They don't use all bold caps letters with smiley faces. No, that is not what fucking any reporter or scientist or any... Do you really think a real scientist would write a report like that? He goes to the fucking... I don't even know what the Nobel Prize... Like, look, it's all bogus, bro! I'd be like, dude, how did this mental patient just wander in here? Literally, that's basically what they would think. And before you throw this one at me, yes, there are real scientists who have done that before, and they are no longer scientists, basically. That's the easiest way to put that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you don't have to, like, be nice or kiss ass to people. I'm just saying, if you are right, if you do have the right answer, well, it's a lot more suave and cool and most interesting man in the world to fucking roll up and be like, yo, brah, it's this, brah, like, check it out, guys. Cool, you got the answer. If you just attack them right away, you're gonna turn into the Taliban Muslim ATF before now you're just going Allah Akbar. They're gonna think you're full of shit no matter what. So, yeah, it does matter. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Well, actually, it's kind of both. It's kind of everything. Yeah, yeah, really, it's the little secret to life I've learned. It's basically everything, dude. Yeah, everything. As if life wasn't complicated enough. Get all the shit all the time, everywhere, man. Oh man, it doesn't mean you gotta get it right now, but yeah, there's no easy answers. And I guess, yeah, here's my cop-out to finish this part off with, is I'm not here to give you answers. I'm not a fucking professor. I'm not getting you ready for an exam. I'm talking about all the shit I know about this, think I know about this. If you know something else, that's great. But if you come in here in a fucking Spanish Inquisition looking for Muslim aliens and whatever, God damn, I hope you have something to start with and you don't just expect me to be the one FBI dude out there doing all your work for you while you sit on your ass like King Henry, the fucking moon-based casino, unless you're paying a lot for it. Because yeah, I'm gonna be opening that shit soon. Okay, I hope you get it. And yeah, I guess the reason that irritates me so much is, yeah, maybe you think I'm some square who, oh yeah, you just believe whatever the textbooks say. No, not really. No, I'm a fairly skeptical person, and guess what? I do think there's aliens out there. I'd like to learn about this shit, and that's why this pisses me off. It makes it really hard to discuss actual theories. Those are just theories. If you say that, it means you know absolutely nothing about real science. I hate to say, that is like the first thing any scientist learns is how to write a hypothesis, how to turn your hypothesis into a theory, right? How to publish your theory. Oh my god, man. Right? I'm sorry. Again, I can tell. If that's your argument, it's like, buddy, have you ever been to school before? Yeah, well, schools are, oh god, man. Yeah, and I guess, I don't know, man. I'm sorry no one ever taught you anything. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, I didn't plan this part, but I'm sure I've had it on the tip of my tongue for a while. This is real, you know, if you want to get into religion versus science, I'm open to spiritual debates and whatnot. I have my own kind of, you know, existential beliefs of shit. It's kind of separate from that. I'm trying to make connections. Whatever, we can talk about that. What I'm saying is, real science, real scientists, you know what a real scientist enjoys and wakes up in the morning and goes, bruh, today it's gonna happen today. What, the big breakthrough? Not even. I mean, yeah, that's more like having an orgasm. You gotta build up to that first, right? Yeah, you gotta get some form. Yeah, I know how that sounds. You don't start with a cum shot. That's a really short porno. No, man, it's venturing into the unknown. It's finding a new mystery. Ooh, boy, no one's ever studied this before. You know what that means? There are no answers. No one has a real answer. Oh my god. Yeah, your church is not gonna like that. Do you see what I'm saying? You're thinking like a cult at that point, where it's like the guy who wants to venture off into the unknown to find whatever. It's like, no! And then you can... here's the other half of that is the hipster douchebag who's gonna tell you, no one really knows anything. And then they're gonna follow it up by telling you, but I know this. Oh, buddy, no, you almost had me at your Taiwan resort. Or, yeah, no, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, there is a bit of a cruel irony in this, like, you know, I was gonna say a war hero, I mean more like a fictional war hero, you know, the Aragorn charging, yeah, no, fucking guy's an idiot, man. If you're the king, you do not fucking stand at the front of the army like that. You're putting everyone else in tactical fucking, you know, this is bad shit. You gotta be at the back, brah, sorry. Fucking hell, brah. Sorry, I got it here, sorry, I got the notes, man, just a sec. But actually, that's almost a perfect example. That's the romanticized idea of, you know, the great warrior charging first into battle, tip of the spear. Yeah, for scientists, it's the opposite. If you're the first guy there, everyone's gonna hate you. Can you guess why? Well, none of his work can be proven. It's all theories and inconclusive. Yeah, I wonder why. He was the first guy to get there. Yeah, oh my god, I hope you realize why that is. If you're gonna sit there and tell me that's a conspiracy or they're hiding something, I'm sorry, but you probably need a CAT scan. That could literally be a tumor. And yeah, I'm not telling you who to believe or not. I'm just saying that's what it takes. If you're wondering who's that real hardcore scientist, eventually one of them has to take that first step, and everyone will hate them forever and think they're a fucking idiot until number two. Yeah, most famous scientists are number two. They follow behind number one. They pick up his work and correct this little bit, and there we go. Now I got the right answer. Yeah, that slimy douchebag, fucking Mr. Bell or whatever, inventing the phone. Yeah, I painted it blue. Yeah, I guess. Whatever, man. Fuck. Yeah, no, the real scientist is almost always the one who gets immediately attacked by cults, basically. The heretic. And then while they're busy with him, number two runs in and finishes it up and runs off and gets famous. So goddamn, don't just Google that guy and fucking, oh, he invented the phone. Yeah, he fucking painted it with his dick and now you're holding it. And I guess the real, you know, cruel irony to that is, if you are, oh, I'm looking for the legitimate scientist who had the real research. The most legitimate research is going to be at the bottom of your fucking list, because it has, you know what I mean? That's exactly why. The first guy there who got the first look at it before anyone else fucked it up, is the least credible account of the matter by sheer science, right? That is a scientifically accurate, exactly. That's why a cult, you have to get out of the cult mentality to actually do real science. I hate to say it. You can be spiritual, you can even have an organized religion, but when I say that cult, it's like a military doctrine. It's like, no, fucking, this is how we march, this is how we sit, this is how we do everything. And no, you don't march like that. Yeah, that's basically what it is, man. And you know what, maybe one style works better here, there, maybe this one works better in the mountains. It's probably not why you're doing what you're doing, is it? At least that made sense. Yeah, I mean, you could probably find a couple exceptions. If you were a classy, you know, most interesting man in the universe kind of guy, you'd be like, oh, I did find an exception to that, yeah, young man, and be like, oh, yeah, that's very interesting, yes, may I see, yes, rather, yes. Or, you know, or you'd say, it's not the exception to the rule, yes, right? Or you'd say, oh, everyone's wrong, yeah, right? Again, it's pretty fucking obvious, even if you're not that obvious. It's the difference between a Wendigo and a fucking, wow, Sasquatch, man. Yeah, they look different. I just mean there's like an old saying about the exception not being the rule, and that's almost any, you know, intellectual, even if you don't agree, you will acknowledge the statement and either have an opinion or not. If you've never heard it before and you have to Google it, it's like, goddamn kids, yeah, literally, goddamn kids, can I talk to an adult, please? That's what it makes people think. No, just to be clear before we move on, first of all, you don't have to be the most interesting man in the universe. You could just be the most interesting man in Spain. You know what I mean? Like, there's varying levels of this. And, like, yeah, you don't have to kiss ass or be all nice to people. You can still be gruff and stern and macho or whatever. Yeah, fuck. There's a difference between that and, like, Al-Akbar jihadist warfare. Yeah, that's what that is. Terrorism, like, fucking get the priesthood together. Yeah, I can hear that chanting, man. Oh my god. Sorry, I can tell. I already saw the Moslems on the news before you were born, kid. Fucking hell. And I think there is a great example to cap off this part with. You might be thinking, well, you know, I'm making it sound a little peachy, right? Oh, there must be some scientists who disagree with each other. Oh, brah. Oh, you want to see the craziest fucking fight you've ever seen in your life? Is two real scientists who actually really disagree with each other. That's when fucking nukes start going off. Not literally, but no, like, you want to see the most tense atmosphere in a room you've ever fucking seen? Is a room full of real scientists who can't really put their finger on it and are like, oh, which guy? They're both smart guys. It's not like he's a total idiot. It's like, we respect both these people. Either one could be right. We don't really know. It's like, what does that mean? It's called science, you fucking religious nutbags. I'm sorry I have to put it that way, but goddamn. Moral of this story is, there is a real scientist, a good scientist, a fucking, you know, top dogs, a fucking Michael Jordan back in the day. Maybe not as good. Who's the other guy? Yeah, no, you already know, man. Not Charles Bronson. Oh my god. Little Charles, man. Yeah, he's got Charles in his name somewhere. Someone knows who the fuck I'm talking about. He was good, man. He was his wingman. He'd always get the ball to Jordan, right? Jordan wouldn't have gotten as many goals without that little guy, and that little gremlin, man. Not gremlin. I'm sure he looked good to some of the ladies. I mean, it's like, you got the Uruk-hai and the orcs, and the Uruk-hai are the tall motherfucker. Yeah, he's the star of the show. But those orcs, they wouldn't have made it nowhere without those orcs. And that guy was his orc fucking commander dude who would always get the ball to him, and that's what made it happen. So someone vaguely knows what I might have been talking about there for a second. You could try Googling it, but I doubt you would find anything. Charles Barkley. Might have heard that name before. Yeah, he was a basketball player. I don't want to say a famous basketball player, but, you know, he was a basketball player. You've probably heard of Michael Jordan, right? Yeah, he was really famous. You know why? Nike. Yeah, you heard of Tiger Woods? You know why he was famous? Nike. He wasn't a basketball player. He played golf. I know, who cares? It was Nike. Right? That's why those guys got famous. No, he was a good... sorry. He was a great basketball player. I'm just saying... Without Charles Barkley, he wouldn't have made it that far. I hate to say, that was a team effort, and Lil Bra is just whatever, another guy. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, of course, everyone's like, yeah, that guy's dope, but it's not the same as being the guy, right? And science is like this too. And I'm not putting down Einstein, but between Einstein and Bohr, it's kind of like Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. It's like, they were, sorry, that's probably not a good example, because they fucking hated each other for years, and it did get a little nasty, not nasty, but yeah, apparently, what's his name, Bohr was getting a little fed up with it. He's like, I fucking just wish this guy would leave almost, right? You can tell he doesn't want to, he's not going to write it in his journal, but probably thinking, buddy, can you just fucking leave me alone for a week? And he's like, no, we have to figure this out, dude. The fucking universe is at stake, bro. Like, we're the only people who can figure this out. Literally, these two scientists who are like, we're probably the smartest people in the world right now. Hate to put it that way. There's a room full of other smartest people in the world over there waiting for us to figure this shit out. They don't want to start fist fighting in a fucking dining hall, like, ready to start that shit. There's a world war of something going on right now. I lost track after the last one destroyed Europe. Yeah, it was a fucking tense situation. No, this was a pretty big, epic rap battle of history. Quite literally, these two scientists had to sit down and rap for fucking years, man. I don't know, years straight, but, you know, the debate waged on. It was the biggest. What was it about? Something about particles. Yeah. I don't know all of it's fucking, this is some real complicated shit. I've looked into it, but it's like, no, this was big, man. And, you know, it was a long time ago. Oh, man, I encourage you to Google it, actually. That's a great thing to go Google and research. Jump into that rabbit hole, you'll actually learn something. Fuck. Won't learn everything immediately. Well, then what's the point? Oh, what's the point indeed? Probably your dick, you just can't see it. Sorry. As far as I know, it was kind of the early stages of studying quantum physics. And some hipster douchebags would be like, oh, you know, oh, Higgs boson. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? No, you do not. I'd fucking hell, if you did, you'd say something else, man. You want to know why they called it the God particle? This is a pretty famous joke among, you know, real scientists. It's because they weren't allowed to call it the goddamn particle, because it was so confusing and weird. Yeah, exactly. It's not a god particle that's gonna magically give you all the Viagra and cocaine you could ever want, King Henry. Jesus fuck. We'll get into how that ended. Oh, who won? Oh, you'll like this. No one lost. What? Oh my god, your cult is gonna be blown away, man. No, we'll get there. First, I want to say that there is a small voice within the scientific community to stop giving mystical sounding names to things like dark matter and god particles. And yeah, I get it. No, I agree, actually. I'm not a, you know, real scientist, but I'm a guy who I've done marketing. Yeah, I know it's kind of dumb to call it a god particle or dark energy. What do you think average Joe douchebag thinks when he hears dark energy? Well, I just saw Star Wars. Yeah, Jesus fuck, put that together. You're making it harder for people to take any of it seriously or study it, and then you got the crackpots on there going, oh, it's throw your textbooks out the window, none of this makes sense, and it's a really bad, it's like making really shitty meth. Well, yeah, no, I've smoked meth before. You gotta make sure it's good, man. You don't fucking smoke that green nasty shit. Like, fuck, that's what these guys are doing. Yeah, no, I mean, personally, I think dark energy is one of the most inappropriate names for something we know almost nothing about, right? And it's like, well, oh god, the problem, it's not like it's incorrect, it's just, yeah, it makes everything harder. It makes it harder to explain to people, it makes it harder for normal people to approach, it makes it easier for crackpots to fucking toss around like a fucking floppy dildo in your face. Like, literally, that's all it does, man. That's what that does. And there is literally, I know this is gonna sound like hyperbole, there's a whole generation of people who will you'll never understand this. I mean, they will not allow themselves to understand it now because it is in that realm of mystical folklore. That's what it sounds like. It fucking sounds like that to me half the time. It's like, I'm sorry, I know it's just a name. Unfortunately, it does matter, you know? Call it an unquantified universal constant. What would that be? UC. The UUC. Ooh, yeah, what's that? Well, you'd have to be a scientist. Yeah, right? I'll look it up. It's a dark energy. And I'm sorry, I say it because, you know, watch one of these popular science shows. These guys eat it up. They love it. It's like they just learned how to masturbate. Fucking watch these guys, man. They're 40-something years old. They found their dick. And he's like, dark energy and dark matter. Oh, man, it is weird to watch. But, yeah, there's your popular science show. Think of a different name. Fucking unquantified fucking universal energy, because we don't know what the fuck it is yet. Really tiny fucking particles. We don't, right? This is why you gotta put some Latin in there, man. It's the tiniest little fucking dick you've ever seen. It's so fucking small you can't see it. Really, even the microscope can't fucking see it. That's how small that dick is. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about now, at least. Fuck. I guess I finally have the opportunity to wag my finger at my elders, right? Bruh, whoever's responsible for this, old man instead of young man, you have given every hipster douchebag on the planet endless ammunition code. Oh yeah, they got ammo for the rest of their life. They can flop that floppy dildo around for the next 40 years. Oh, it's dark energy, no one knows. It's real. Look, a real scientist put it on paper, and oh boy, that's gonna stick for a long time. You guys are gonna have to work really hard to clean up that mess. I'm sorry, boys, I can't help you with that. I will get back to how that intense rap battle concluded. It's still going on, yeah, at this point in the timeline, right? They're fucking waging epic rap battles of fucking science at the moment. Fucking Einstein and another guy. Yeah, there was another scientist. Well, if Einstein was smarter, yeah, you're right. That's why cults don't belong in here. It's like, well, get rid of that guy. Where's the right guy? It's like, they need each other. They might hate each other, but brah, you're the only other guy who understands half of what I'm saying, brah. Yeah, right? Holy fuck, man. I don't even know if he spoke German, but goddamn, you understand what a particle is, right? And I don't doubt that that's why Bohr was so frustrated. It's like, this isn't just some guy. This is Einstein, right? And you gotta realize, it's easy to look back and think, oh, most famous guy for hundreds of years. He wasn't the most famous guy for hundreds of years. He was a somewhat newcomer. Yeah, right? This guy's actually kind of new at the time. He's getting old by then, but no, yeah, he wasn't the world's most famous scientist at the time. He was certainly well recognized. But no, you gotta take off the fucking Aragorn crown and be like, he's just a scientist. I'm a scientist, you're a scientist, we're all fucking working on this project. You can't just kick out every scientist except for the best one and put him on a leash in a cage and say, okay, anytime a hipster douchebag comes around, I'm gonna let you out of that cage and you're gonna prove him. Yeah, right? Fuck off, man. God damn, I shouldn't even have to say this. Oh god. Don't worry, we'll wrap it up eventually. We got all the time. Literally, I got as much time as I want. I can make this as long as I want. Yeah, before we finally allow those two old men to stop rapping, let them go for now. It's in German, and they're talking about shit that makes no sense to anyone. So, I know, I can only imagine, right? Imagine being one of the other scientists. Like, which one was the third best? It's like, dude, this is where we get some good examples of why not just you guys are bad, but this is why it's toxic for this kind of thing. I'm not saying these people aren't allowed to exist, but there's a reason why they're shunned from not like all scientists, but just an actual scientific debate like this. It's like, sorry, there's no room in this building for a fucking crazy person who does not want to learn anything. They just want to fight, basically. Go join the NFL or get into MMA and start fighting if that's what you want to do. But anyway, yeah, so I actually have a little separate rap battle I want to break down here before I finish with this. It's the religious zealot versus the hipster douchebag. Which is worse? Yeah, they're quite different. They're quite opposites on the spectrum. And I sat here thinking about it for a while. Who's really more toxic? Who does more damage? Who's a bigger threat to science? The hipster douchebags or the fucking religious zealots, whether they're actually religious or just zealots, basically. The hardcore military doctrine for whatever reason, and they're just, unshakable in their blah, whatever. And here's the thing, I think I can almost give, not a pass, but I can understand that a lot of those people, oh, they're too dumb. No, they're just, I don't want to say scared, it's a combination of things, but yeah, I can understand being cornered and it doesn't mean you're cowardly, it just means, yeah, you got nowhere left to go. Like, yeah, they feel like they have very few choices. They feel like, like Muslims cornered in fucking Lebanon or some shit. I get it. You're fucking on the North Korean border with missile launchers. Like, yeah, that shit makes you nuts after a while. So I get that these people probably feel a bit shell-shocked from their own community, basically, from their own, cult existence. Yeah, you're gonna get paranoid and edgy and freak out anytime anything doesn't seem right. That's kind of its own thing. I have a level of sympathy for that. Whereas the hipster douchebag, I hate to say, is a little more clever, and that's what makes him such a douchebag. He's wasting that potential for, like, yeah, in my opinion, I think the hipster douchebag is worse. I don't know if it's worse for science, but the thing is, like, religious zealots are easy to spot. If religious zealots walked into this meeting and said, well, yeah, get rid of anyone who's wrong, it's like, dude, are you fucking retarded? Get out of here. Hipster douchebag's gonna be a little more sly and whisper in ears, like, all this is bullshit, right? No, he's wrong. Everyone's wrong about everything. And as soon as he's done explaining how everyone's wrong about everything, that's when he's gonna start telling you all about what he knows. And that's what fucks it every time. And that's what turns him from hipster to douchebag. And I can see it coming every time, and it's like, dude, the worst part about that is, I agree with the first part, but the second part makes me want to fucking shoot you. Because it is the worst possible answer. It's worse than saying, I don't know, we could never know. It's worse than saying, you'll never know. It's worse than saying, we'll cut your head off if you say anything. Really, because some people will still try. No, this is like an insidious cancer of AIDS, and I get that, like, whatever, I'm not saying you're the worst person ever. People do worse things. I'm saying as far as, like, scientific progress, yeah, no, you don't need to be as scared of religious nuts. You gotta watch out for hipster douchebags who will insist that everyone is always wrong about everything except for them. Like, right? I know, how stupid. And, you know, you could probably turn that around on me and be like, well, you sure sound like you know what you're talking about and putting down all these people. Sure, we can talk about it. That's kind of the difference. If you want to talk to me about it, we can. I'm not just going to tell you that everyone's wrong, right? I'm trying to tell you, yeah, these, like I said about the Einstein-Bohr thing, if I was a hipster douchebag, I would have told you they were both, you know, neither of them really knew. No. If anyone knew, those were the guys, and that's why it was so tense. They knew they couldn't just kick one of them out and like, well, he's obviously right. No, if it was obvious, it wouldn't have been a fucking problem, would it? Oh my god, man. I'm pretty sure someone is sitting there going, huh, yeah, if only they had Google, it's got some advantages. Bruh, I hope you can understand how having Google would not only not help here, but it would probably make it worse. Because guess what? Google is waiting for their answer. Google doesn't have an answer until those guys walk out of that room. That means every conspiracy nut, hipster douchebag, fucking everyone in the country is going to be banging on their walls going, what the fuck, guys? Is there a conspiracy going on in here? You know what? There is. There's a bunch of scientists trying to conspire on some science. Well, yeah. You don't even know what a fucking word means. You don't know how to fucking add this number. You don't know how to do jack shit. Just go back to masturbating, man. I do it a lot too, don't worry. And I mean, as a little side tangent, that's one part about this whole social media trend. I don't care if people are just being douchebags, but no, it's also bad for science, because you might be thinking, well, you know, should put them under the scrutiny, right? Like, yeah, more information's good. Sorry, I want to try to be clear about this here. I've got some notes for it. It's like, I can understand an intelligent, reasonable person thinking, well, if they got nothing to hide, what's the problem, right? What's the problem if you expose them to all the information and hey, if, you know, let the people decide, whatever. You know what? Fair enough. I kind of get you. The problem is, this is another one of those things where the hipster douchebag has a huge advantage and a big floppy dildo with unlimited ammunition, and he's gonna keep fucking jerking it up your ass every time you click something, any of his clickbait or whatever. Whereas a real scientist has to be 100 times more careful. Someone breaking into his house and taking a picture of him in the bathroom could fucking destroy his career. I don't fucking know anything, right? They're probably paranoid shell-shocked now. Like, if you fucking look out your window, someone's gonna take a picture of you and be like, look, I found this guy, you might be wrong, oh my god, there goes your career, buddy. Fuck, everyone in the world's gonna know in 5 seconds. And really, I mean, you'll see this in lots of cases with doctors and fake doctors, or who's the real doctor? Well, sir, the real doctor is the one who's terrified to say or do anything. The fake doctor is the one going, oh, look, walking out all cool, crazy, hi everyone, welcome to my TV show, right? He's making a TV show, like, or whatever, the last thing he's focused on is science, or, like, yeah, the guy who's flopping his big dildo around, doing whatever, having a great jolly time, and the guy who's, like, hiding in a foxhole, desperately hoping not to get found by the Muslim ATF. Which one do you think has a real credential that they might lose, and who doesn't even know what that means? I want to kind of move on from this point, because I could spend too much time rambling. I guess my only consensus for that is, this type of social media, I'm not saying all social media, just this particular, whatever, environment, whatever you want to call it, yeah, it makes it easier for the hipster douchebags to spread their clickbait around and not have to be, you know, accountable for anything. I'm sure they bitched about how no one's accountable for anything, and talking about themselves in their sleep and recording it and being like, dude, I thought of the best shit last night, right? I don't even know, man. I don't even want to know what their psychiatrist has to deal with. That guy's got PTSD after dealing with that shit. Oh, God. But, yeah, sorry. Oh, man, I just lost my train of thought. Let me check my notes here again. Sorry, guys. Before I concluded this part, I did want to clarify, some people whose intelligence I respect, so yeah, I want to try to give a real answer here. They have legitimately, I've heard the question, well, you know, what does hipster even mean? It's kind of vague. Fair enough, you're right, it's very much a buzzword. It could basically mean anything. I have my own internal definition. I've been using it for, you know, long fucking time, bro. Oh, yeah, right? Imagine, as long as I've been saying bra. No, in my brain, it has a very specific definition, so I'll share my take on the subject, and sure, you can look it up in Urban Dictionary, and fucking hell, bro. You want to start arguing about that shit? Oh, yeah, no, anyway. In this context, when I say hipster douchebag, it very much is two things. It's both a hipster and a douchebag. There's nothing wrong with being a hipster. If you want to fucking go dig out old records and look for vintage clothes and be all alternative, right on. I know some cool hipsters. when you start telling me everyone doesn't know anything except me, it's like, dude, are you seriously like more conceited than like anyone on the planet? Are you like almost worse than Hitler? Like one step away? If you had more power, you probably would be. And of course, you know, like I said, like I tried. Here's my 5-hour disclaimer about how I don't know everything, and you know, then now it's the opposite. Oh, it's a cop-out, right? So yeah, I realize I'm not going to please everyone. That's not my goal here. I'm trying to, you know, reason with the more intelligent people whose opinions I respect. There's a couple YouTubers, I don't even want to drop names here, because then a bunch of fucking hipster douchebags are going to go knocking on their door. Where's the conspiracy? Right? So I'm just going to say, I've some YouTubers I watch who are, yeah, clever, intelligent people. I might disagree with a couple things, but no, I respect their opinions and work effort, right? They're actually doing something, even if, whatever, anything. So yeah, I feel even just one of them, yeah, no, I'm not going to say his name, because a bunch of fucking, even one hipster douchebag sends him an email, that's fucking more flack than it was worth. Let that guy get lost in a jungle in China somewhere while we talk about this here. Bruh, sorry if it sounded offensive, so hipster douchebag. Some old 90s slang, you're older than me, man, fuck brah, whatever, I'm sure you know what brah means. Yeah, no, where I come from. Hipster, you might think, oh, what, old clothes? No, it's not your clothes, that's, you know, it's just... It's in my mind, it's this idea that like you're enlightened, but for no reason. No, it's this false sense of enlightenment, I guess. And I know, right? It's, you know, well, what about you? What about me, right? And the more disclaimer I try to put in there, the more twisted that's gonna get. So I got to think of how to put these notes together here. 1 second. Yeah, I guess I should just come out first saying I honestly don't have a very solid definition. No, yeah, fair enough. I've got a lot of sort of, what do you call it, circumstantial, yeah, tangents kind of surround. I'm trying to quarantine the virus, the AIDS virus in my brain, yeah, right? It's very much like that. It's like a fucking AIDS virus. This is the thing, these guys aren't stupid, and that's why they're douchebags. They're actually pretty fucking smart, and that's why they're more dangerous than the religious zealots. Yeah, you can see the religious zealots coming 2 miles down the road. Oh, it's those nut jobs. Hipster douchebag's gonna walk right through your security perimeter, right through your condom, right through your floppy dildo, right up next to you, and yeah, you know, it's kind of bullshit, man. Yeah, no. And this is the right? You might be laughing. This is the thing. The most I know I exaggerate, but no, I'm, you know, for comedic effect. It's like, oh yeah, it's funny. So I'll try to be a little more serious here. You know, most of them are clever enough not to come on too strong. You know, really, it's almost like a rapist. I hate to say it. They really got the moves, man. Yeah, these guys are sketchy, some of them. And it's like, the weirdest thing is I don't know what they want. I don't think they know what they want. They want to be right. They want to be, you know, cool, whatever. But no, I think they're lost in their own, what are they even after? Yeah, it's because it's like, with the religious nuts, yeah, they just want to fight, basically. They just want to prove that they're right without you know, it's like they prove that they're right by fighting, basically. If we fight everyone and win, that means we're right. Whereas the hipster douchebag, it's like, no, he's clever enough to outsmart these people, but I guess, I don't know, it's like he's sacrificed too much of his own power to maintain this web of false, like, yeah, it's complicated, man. I'm gonna try to break it down here. Because, yeah, no, fuck, if anything, these guys do need some psychological help. Yeah, no, I basically have to build a fucking FBI profile for this one. I'm not trying to arrest anyone. I'm just saying, like, yeah, this is the best I can do to fucking psychologically offer any, you know, halfway point. So I'm going to start with the MO, because that's the most tangible thing I've got, is their method of operation. This is like the guy who does the Popular Science show with his big floppy dildo. He's got charisma, he's, you know, he's intelligent, he's not stupid, but he's willfully ignorant, and he's playing people, like, you know what I mean? It's for show. They're putting on a show. I just don't know why, and I'm sure each one has different reasons. I don't know, like, you know, when someone buys a new suit and, yeah, I got a nice suit, you're gonna strut around a bit. Fuck, I've done it too. It's like they've taken that a step further, and I don't see the suit, like, you know what I mean? It's like, minus the suit, multiply the strut. It was something, you know, and I'm not saying you can't do that. Fuck, man, if you feel good about yourself, fucking right, strut around in a fucking, you know, whatever you got. But no, there's something there. There's something in this equation where, like I said, the inflated sense of, I'm not just going to call it ego or whatever, like I've already explained what I think, you know, that's necessary, everyone needs ego, right? No, it's this, I feel like they have little control over it almost, like they've fed this beast and they can't just starve it now, it's their only, that is their self-esteem. If they starve that, then they probably would become like suicidal or something, right? So, no, they're hanging on to whatever self-esteem they built, but it's toxic to themselves too, because it's got them trapped in this loop where, yeah, bro, if everything's bullshit, then everything's bullshit. That's why that's a bad way of thinking. I'm sorry. Like, I'm a cynical person too. I know what it's like. I'm skeptical. But it's dangerous to take that too far, because if you truly believe that everything's a lie and everything's bullshit and everything's a conspiracy, you're going to be in a very dark, lonely place where no one can find you, basically. And, of course, naturally, misery loves company. If you're too young, that's not a TV show or a song. It's a saying people used to say before the computer told you what to say. Literally, sorry. I guess I could tie this into a motive here, as close as I got, is I think most of them do almost need someone to agree with them, to validate their idea that they have this whatever, any not even secret knowledge, but right? If everyone's wrong and I got at least... this is the thing, I don't think they're so conceited that they think they know everything. I think most of them are, humble enough to say, no, I know this, I got this thing, this is my thing, and very much so, right? It's like, I know more about this than any of these guys, right? Hey man, I do that too, right? I'm the marketing douche. I know Donald Trump was better at it than I'm not going to say I was better than Donald Trump or Billy Mays or any of that shit, right? I'm not trying... This is the thing. It is hard to be a balance between humble and forward going, like, okay, fuck it, I'm just going to try some shit. Yeah, so, this is the thing. I feel like maybe I could become one. That's the thing, though. I think I've almost... something about my upbringing prevented it from happening. I probably could have become one if I didn't go through, like, I don't know, incidental drill sergeant training at 4 years old. It probably, scrambled my brain before I had a chance to become a hipster. I'm still a douchebag, but I'm not a hipster, right?